Well, hello and welcome to the Photography Pubcast. I know that we said that we were breaking up for season 2, but for some reason we all seem to be here. So it's quite nice, isn't it? We can sort of say a proper goodbye for this season and goodbye. Anyway, goodbye. See you later. Right, yeah.
It's like one of them encores that you know a band is going to do even if they don't get asked for one.
Yeah. All the audience is gone and we still come back on stage.
Yeah.
And
let's talk about some shit anyway. Yeah.
And just rabbit to the wino in the corner.
Yeah. What, Dave?
Oh shit! Hang on, I've left my drink over there. That reminds me.
He's been a nightmare so far.
He has.
Cheers, everybody.
Yeah.
Cheers. I hope that's water.
Nope.
No.
It's gin, isn't it?
Yep.
Gin? Yep.
Looking forward to this one. If it's anything like the last time we had a few beers, Dave, should be really entertaining.
Oh, that was the best one ever.
A few gallons.
It was. I think in that one, Dave's comment about his dad being his inspiration is probably one of the best things we've ever done on the podcast, I've got to say. Yeah. So drink away, Dave.
I'd love to be able to remember saying all that.
It was really good. And the good thing is this is the last one for this season. And not many of us are putting vlogs out at the moment, so we could just go for it and say what we feel.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to worry about offending anyone because they can all off.
What do you mean worry about offending anyone you never do anyway?
Exactly. So, yeah. Anyway, how have we been? How have we all been? Has anyone got anything they want to tell us? I think maybe Darren might, definitely.
Yeah, well, I've got 2 bits of news. So the first one, which is the biggest one, I become a granddad 2.5 weeks ago.
Yeah, well done.
Congratulations, mate.
Thank you. To little baby Noah. He's a lovely little. I know you're going to say, "Oh, a lovely little baby," like, you know, because he's yours, but he really is. He's so content. He's so good. So yeah, I just want him to grow up a little bit now, so we can go and take some photos together. I'm running ahead of myself, but yeah, so that's really nice, you know. So congratulations to Jack and Charlotte for producing such a beautiful little boy. And the second bit of news was I quit my job. So I just got home one night and I just realised that where I was working, the college had just run its course for me, which was a little bit bittersweet because I genuinely kind of enjoyed working there. I enjoyed the photography. But I just felt that it was time to seek pastures new. So I've only got 4 days next week, and that will be me done at the college.
4 more days till you're a full-time influencer, workshop leader,
well,
an NFT provider.
Who knows?
Hang on a minute, though. Does that mean you're now available to do pubcasts?
No.
Oh, good. Because otherwise we'd have no excuse for stopping.
Yeah, so I've got a few kind of projects that are coming up, and one of them may take me to London, but not forever, just for the duration of that particular kind of job. And if that's the case, then I won't be getting back till quite late. So, but we can talk about that, you know, a bit nearer the time, if and when that one comes off. So
It probably works. Go on, sorry, mate.
No, I was going to say, how do you feel about commuting into London every day then, Des?
Well, I've done it before, and it was okay, to be honest with you. Yeah, it didn't. I'm not funny, but the money's like really good when you go into the centre of London. You know. So, and at the moment, I've got quite a bit of my own work. I've got, you know, people that I know that I've had businesses for years, and they've offered me work. So I'm trying not to put all my eggs in one basket. I'm just trying to kind of balance it, you know. And I spoke to this guy who's offered me something in London, and I just said, look, I can't commit full time. I can do some for you, but then I need to go away and do my own work and come back. But it's a long project, so hopefully between us we can balance it so it works for him and it works for me as well.
So you're a freelance craftsman now, then?
Yeah. Well, I've been
Nice.
doing it for so long, Dave. You know, it was, as I say, the college was lovely. Don't get me wrong. I really do like the college, but I've not been employed for so many years. It was hard to go back to being employed, you know. So I like to do my own thing. So, yeah, time's right.
Free
And
spirit.
plus the fact you'd taken as many shots as you could of the colours, you couldn't find a decent composition anymore, so you thought you'd try London instead.
Exactly that. Yeah, I've done that to death.
Fair enough.
What about you guys?
Nothing much to report here.
No news as exciting as that. No. My hand's better, if anybody's interested.
Oh,
So-
great.
that's
Oh,
good.
that's all right then.
Yeah. Well, I say better. It's still not 100% now. I'm going back now. I've got a decision to make because I've got an appointment with a consultant this week, and I've now got to decide whether I have the other one done or not. And obviously that's my right arm, so that could be a little bit more debilitating for me moving forward. So I need to decide on what to do because this one, as I say, it's all right, but it's. I haven't got the grip in my left hand anymore. I can't grip as hard as I used to, and I know there's a joke there that Dave's itching to
I'm
say.
saying nothing.
But just losing that grip is just nice. So losing it in my right hand, I don't know.
Devastating.
Devastating.
It'll come back though. It'll take 12, 18 months possibly to get
Really,
back.
that long?
Fully, yeah.
Oh,
Well, it's
okay.
a soft tissue, you see, so it takes a while. But to
I'm
full,
a hard
to full,
Fenlander. It's hard tissue in me, mate. Come on.
to full thing. What's the amputation been like of your sixth finger? Is that all right?
Yeah, no, I haven't missed it at all.
No.
No, not
that's
missed it
really
at all.
good.
No, I'm not allowed in certain places locally now. They don't recognise me. But yeah, apart from that,
What's
it's
he
fine.
doing? What are you doing with your phone?
I'm just taking a photo of us all, so I can post it on the Facebook page to say, "Oh, look, we decided to record something."
Get out of it. That was a selfie. You know it was.
That was a selfie. Yeah.
Yeah, no, thought to go. That's good news, though, mate, isn't it? That you're that it's all working well.
Well, so far so good. Yeah, we'll see.
It'll just get better and better.
Thanks, Doc.
A bit like this podcast. Yeah. Just gets better and better every week until one week it drops off a cliff.
So
Anyone
who's had their new energy bill through?
Don't start that. Don't start that. If you read it Daily Mail.
No, I haven't read the Daily Mail. No, I got an email the other day from British Gas, who does my gas and electric. Mate, that
it's
is
scary, isn't it?
ridiculous.
Yeah, I had mine this morning. Yeah, £1,000 extra a year costing me.
Yeah.
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 I'm having a smart meter fitted in a couple of weeks as well. Has anybody got one?
Yeah, we've got a smart meter.
Have you? Yeah. No, they've been hounding me to get one fixed because obviously I'm too lazy to submit my readings and it's all been estimated. So they've been hassling me to get it fixed. So I've got one ordered, so I know what I'm like because I'm a tight ass. So I'm going to be watching that like a hawk now. And whenever there's a little peak, I'm going to be turning everything off, no doubt.
Who are you with, Jay? Who's your provider?
EDF.
All right, okay. So what, a smart meter just monitors how much energy you're using throughout the day, does it? You can watch it.
I assume so, yeah, and it feeds the readings back to the energy company. That's what they want it in for, isn't it? So they don't have to send somebody out to read the meter.
Yeah. Every now and again they'll calibrate it just to make sure. But yeah, normally it just goes straight through to them. So
Do you have to pay for that?
No.
no.
No, it suits them, doesn't it? Suits them. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They can just lay off a few more people, can't they? To get a bit more profit, lay off a few more people.
And I never thought I'd say this, but the other day, when was it? 2 days ago, I filled up with diesel because it was cheap at 153. How crazy is it? I remember driving back from the lakes last year, and diesel on the M6 was, I think, 150. And I thought, I am not filling up here, and I stuck like 20 quid in just to get me home. I thought, I'm not bloody paying 150 for a litre of diesel. And now I'm thinking 152 is cheap.
I like the joke that's been going around where someone says, I saw someone at pump 3 the other day fill up with a tenner. Where was he going? Pump 4? It's mad. I thought 150 was a lot, but there are places around here where it's £1.60, £1.70.
Well, 170, yeah, I've gone past 170.
yeah, but they're profiteering, aren't they? So they're putting up every 2 minutes. It's an absolute joke. We're being shafted left, right, and centre. It's crude oil's gone up, but it's not gone up that much more than it was back when it was at its peak last time. But now we're paying 50p or more for a litre of petrol or diesel. It's bonkers.
I think I read somewhere that in 2008 it was more per barrel than it is today.
That's
It
right.
was,
And
yeah.
it was less than £1 a litre.
Absolutely,
at the
we've just been
pumps,
we were taking the mickey out of, and it's the same with the power companies as well. You know, and until the government have jumped up and down with, quite rightly, I'm sure we'll touch on it with Ukraine, but why are they not jumping up and down with the fact that we're all getting shafted for everything left, right, and centre? You know, what it's going to do, it's going to cause mass poverty amongst the people that vote for them. So, you know, it's just dreadful.
Yeah, I mean, what with fuel and what with energy prices, I mean, when you work that over a year, I don't know, for the average person, that could be like $5,000 a year.
Absolutely, yeah. And is it going to be worth a lot of people commuting to and from?
Yeah.
You know, but the government are happy because they're now pushing electric cars, EVs. So where I live, every other car now seems to be an EV. But as soon as everybody, just like it happened with Labour and the fact that they said everybody should buy a diesel, as soon as everybody jumps onto the EV bandwagon, they'll then tax that. So, you know, they must think we're stupid. And also the fact is that EVs are a lot more expensive. So, you know, to buy in the first place, which don't make any sense either, to be honest. But, you know, how much does it cost for a few lithium batteries? You know, and put an extra $4,000 on it. But then you've not got an engine and you've not got the drivetrain that you need. You know, people must think we're stupid, but obviously we are. You put up with it, don't you?
Well, I'm dreading filling up the motorhome to go to the Lake District in a few weeks.
Let's get a mortgage out on it.
Second
Mate,
mortgage,
I might have to, seriously. I might have to go around with the old begging bowl, knocking all the neighbours' doors.
I've got a new car.
What did you get?
I've got a Crossland. We ordered it in April last year.
What's that?
It's a Vauxhall.
All right.
Yeah, it was supposed to be here June last year, and it's taken them that amount of time because apparently because of the pandemic and Brexit and probably everything else, they couldn't fit the automatic gearbox. So, but I finally got that. So yeah, it's quite nice. It's got a reverse parking camera. So whoop-de-doo.
I think there's a national chip shortage, isn't there? So they're struggling with it.
Oh God, don't say that.
Mate, Paul, take that back, mate, or explain exactly what you
Not
mean.
potato chips, you're all right.
Choose your words carefully, Mr. Johnson.
I nearly switched off then. That would have been it. That would have been podcast over. I've been down there stockpiling.
Morris Pipers.
McCain oven chip.
Oh dear. That is funny. Has anyone else got anything they want to share with us that's been going on? Because how long is it now that we've been off? 3 weeks? 4 weeks?
3 weeks. 3 weeks.
It feels like months, doesn't it? It really does feel like a long time. Has anyone else got anything? Paul, you got anything exciting?
No, got nothing
Dave?
to say.
No. Nothing that anybody would be remotely interested in hearing.
Great news then for another great pubcast. We had a few lovely comments last time saying that we were rubbish. So thanks for those. It's always nice. It's always nice to get those. You know.
Don't have to watch, do you? It's easy. You just press the off button. Yeah.
Well, that's it. They're the people that waited an hour and 20 watching it. If it was rubbish for them, I enjoyed it.
Switch off and then another 20 minutes to comment.
Yeah, very true.
Oh, it's all good fun.
It is. I mean, we love you all.
Yeah, if we weren't getting $100,000 each for doing it, we'd maybe take it to art, wouldn't we? And
I mean, imagine doing it for free. Imagine coming on every week for free and then getting slagged off for not being good enough.
I know, absolutely. Yeah, I know.
Imagine that.
But luckily, that's going to pay our electric bills, isn't it? What are you buying next? A Ferrari? Yeah.
I was thinking about it. Yeah.
The thing is, it's really hard work because, the five of us would sit here and talk crap for a couple of hours quite happily, but we have to do topics and not swear too much. And you know what I mean? Otherwise, we'd just be sat here shooting the breeze, wouldn't we? Quite happy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And not mention names, Dave. That's the hardest part. For me, the hardest part is not mentioning names. So many times someone will say something like, "Oh, I really hate it when this happens." I'm like, "I want to say someone's name."
Who are you referring to?
Everybody.
Can't say it. Everybody other than us, really.
Yeah.
You know,
And I think the other thing is though is in all seriousness, you know, the comments of that I don't read them anymore. But you know, Gary, you spend a good 4 or 5 hours on a Saturday of your time with your family editing it, and you edit it brilliantly. Yeah,
thanks,
so
mate.
Yeah, you do, mate. Well done, Gal.
So you know, thank you so much. Obviously, I came on. Done this season, but you've been absolutely brilliant. Your edits are absolutely brilliant. You take everything on board that we say to you.
Yeah.
But you know, those comments are not warranted. They're just not. You know,
Yeah,
if
but
you
the
don't
comments,
like it, just
but the negative comments, they're in such the minority. I think
Of course they are.
the vast majority of people actually are really positive, and they've been
Absolutely.
really nice to have watched us almost like 2 years now. Yeah, so I don't think we should focus on a couple of negatives. We should focus on all the positives that we get
And
week after
focus
week,
on-
month after month. So
And focus on the positive that Gary's done a brilliant job. So.
Yeah.
And whoever, so Jamie, I think you edited one, didn't you?
I did, and
yeah, one.
And you, Dave, did you do one as well?
Jamie got
but
really
that's one
good
more
comments.
than Paul and Darren, of course.
Yeah. I took after James Burns. I said, when James edits one, I'll do one.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's why he left.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, and he had to put his hand in his pocket. There was a threat of him having to pay for something. I'm off. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah.
not available anymore ever again.
He'll troll you for that one.
Oh, well, he trolled me for anything. Love you really, James.
I just got to go and check if that radiator's kicked in, because I am literally sweating buckets in here. Hang on.
I tell you what, we've got no heating in our house at the moment. The boiler's packed up.
Oh,
Don't know
Oh,
what's
really?
wrong with it. Yeah. And
What is it with Yorkshire boilers? They seem to go quite a lot.
No, but if you go up into our attic, it's like NASA Space Centre. There's a big, huge thing because we've got like a few showers with the rooms and that. And they said you need this big thing, which looks like Sputnik or something, and then a boiler, and then another boiler, and then it's packed up. And I said, literally everything in our house has gone wrong over the last 6 months. So fridge freezer is now sat in the drive, and we've got a new one coming. Microwave's gone. One of the ovens is gone. It's just literally everything, and now the boiler.
One of the ovens. Listen to him.
It's all-
Bloody Milliband.
No, I live in the attic of McDonald's.
The guy who sold you the boiler, he wasn't German sounding, was he?
Well, no,
He didn't
no, I don't
mention
think so.
Nord Stream 2 or anything like that.
No.
No, it's probably James Burns' old one that cracked
All
out.
right, yeah. I said to my wife, "What else can actually go wrong in this house?" She said, "Well, not much." But you see, we ain't got gas, so we've got like a wood burning stove. We've got one gas fire, and everything else is electric except for the central heating. So you know, and so the only thing that can go wrong is the bloody boiler, and it's kaput. But luckily, it's warming up, so the kids are great. They just put a jumper on, and I'm wearing pajamas in bed, and I'm normally naked.
Oh, thanks for that.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm not naked at the moment, Dave. Not from the waist down. Promise you.
I am.
Yeah, show me.
When I go and get a beer, you'll see. Yeah.
You know what would be hilarious is when you walked off and we saw your arse. And you were.
I think the word's not hilarious. I think there's another word for it. Sickening, harrowing, possibly.
Somebody loves you, Gary.
Yeah, well. So I need to say hello to someone. Actually, I was telling you guys before we started. I need to say hello to Mark. Hello, Mark. How are you? Hope you're well.
Hello, Mark.
Mark is a guy who's
Mark.
at my camera club, and he's only joined like the last year while we've been over Zoom. So it was the very first on-site camera club on Monday. And was talking to him about the competition that was on, and I was sort of saying, you know, I've entered a couple, and he's like, I haven't entered any because I don't really take many industrial photographs, and blah blah blah. And we were talking away, and then he said, and I tell you what, I'm really sad news about you stopping the Pubcast, and I was like, what? So yeah, really sad. Oh, you watch it? And he was like, yeah, and I found it so weird. I found it incredibly strange talking to someone who watches. I don't know why. I just assume that no one does in real life. I thought they were all like Russian bots or something. I didn't think that anyone actually watched the Pubcast. It was very strange. So
Yeah, especially after slagging off camera clubs so much.
Yeah, but if you notice,
Yeah, you were dreadful with that, Gary.
I've cut most of those out.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. All that stuff you said about
Camera
what a
clubs
bunch
being
of bastards
useless.
they are.
Especially the one that you go to. Yeah, I can remember now. You've edited it all out.
Yeah, they're all. Actually, do you know what? I have to say, it was a really nice experience to go and see all the guys again and have a chat with them, and that was really lovely. But I tell you what, right? We had a competition which was industrial. I put 3 images in, and the judge slagged off, like literally slagged off all of my images. One of them, he went, this really annoys me. He said, nowadays people oversaturating their images for Instagram. I was like, fuck, I toned that one down because I thought it was a bit saturated.
Yeah, but that's like a judge off Strictly Come Dancing. You know, if you're in a group, what's constructive about that? You know.
He wasn't very constructive, but he slagged every single one of them off and put them all through to the final round. I was like, I don't get it. He's had a massive go at all these, and he put them all through, and a very, very, very strange. But yeah,
did you win?
Nah, I don't win those sort of things. I come third.
Well,
I got a commended, and I got a third. So
how many were in? How many were in the
60 odd?
60 odd, and you came third. Well, that's great. Well done.
Yeah.
So what did
No,
you
he
take?
put 60 in.
There were 65 images, and I put 63 of them in.
Yeah.
And I came third.
Yeah. If you want bringing down to earth, come here. Come to the Pubcast.
What did you put in there? What was your picture of? The industrial image.
There was the one that he slagged off for being oversaturated was one from Dungeness, which was my very first vlog. And when I looked at it, I thought, oh, do you know what? That's well oversaturated. I'm going to have to tone that back. I toned it all back, and he still slagged it off for being oversaturated. And then 2 others were from Stuartby Brickworks, where I trespassed and broke in and took some shots.
Well, you were saying beforehand about your eyesight, Gary, so maybe you need to definitely get those glasses with the colour tint.
Yeah, I think,
desaturated colour tint in
Or
them.
calibrate your monitor.
Yeah. No, it was difficult because it was a sunset. It was a boat with a sunset. What do you want me to do? Just make it black and white?
I'm just going to put my light on because what's happening is every time the screen changes, I go dark and light, and somebody's going to say, it's really annoying me that he keeps going dark and light. I can just
I've
see
been
it.
meaning to say, it's been driving me up the bloody wall.
Yeah, you see, that's you. You're that phantom commenter, aren't you?
I nearly switched off. Yeah, so that was annoying, but equally good. It was nice to be back. So I only wanted to say hello to Mark, really. Hello, Mark. Hope you well. That was it. Yeah,
Hello, Mark.
You know, the one person who actually... He probably watches for you guys, to be honest.
No, I think that's the reason he joined the camera club, because he knew you were there, a member.
No, I don't think so.
I think so.
I
I think so.
He's good. He's a decent photographer as well, I've got to say. He's only been doing it 18 months, and he's got some really nice shots.
Well, you can't call him shit now, can you? You can know you've called him out and you've met him. You know, he also knows a lot about you.
Well, yeah,
Does he know where you live?
He knows where you live, yeah.
Well, he knows where I go, so
Yeah.
he could just be waiting outside with a very heavy lens or something.
Yeah, outside McDonald's.
Yeah.
Guaranteed to bump into.
You've also just told him what car you've got as well.
Absolutely.
So
That's
he
true.
can follow you.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary, what do you think about the Peterborough result?
Which one? What, against City?
City, yeah.
Honestly, mate, I was waiting for 10.
Yeah.
I was waiting for 10. I thought City were going to absolutely cane us, and we did all right. Yeah, we did all right.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we did all right. Not wanting to go on to football too much, but we did all right against City, and then we played Huddersfield 5 days later, and we were there with 2-0 up in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
So that just shows what it's like being a Peterborough fan. Really.
I'm a City fan who lives in Huddersfield, so I was happy.
Noel
on both
Gallagher
sides.
was there, though, apparently. Noel Gallagher was there.
City? Peterborough.
Peterborough, yeah.
Yeah.
The most famous person ever to come out ever to be at Peterborough. I think we're famous for Andy Bell from Erasure.
Oh, yeah, I loved Erasure. I still
Yeah.
do, actually. Yeah, still do.
And I think Jimmy Savile had a house in Peterborough for a while. And that's
He
about
did.
it. That's about it.
I ran him on the Thomas Cook 6 once. Remember the
Who's
Thomas
Jimmy
Cook
Savile?
6? Yeah, I ran with him on the Thomas Cook 6.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
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 Did you run quick?
The Thomas Cook 6, are they out of prison yet?
Yeah, there was me and 5 others that ran. Yeah.
Dave, you're misunderstanding. It's Thomas Cook, comma 6. Age 6, as in age 6.
Yeah.
Never mind. Anyway, so what were you saying, Jamie?
I was going to say there's Rowan Atkinson. He's not far from us. I think he lives in Oundle, or lived in Oundle.
Okay.
On the fence.
Yeah, if you see a McLaren F1 upside down in a ditch,
It's
that'll
him.
be him.
It's him. And Wurzel Gummidge, he lives near you, doesn't he, Jamie?
Yeah, absolutely, he's in the back field, mate. Yeah. Who's the little guy? Star Wars guy.
Oh, Warwick Davis.
Warwick
Yeah.
Davis.
Oh,
He's a Peterborough.
He's from Peterborough.
He's a great guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Don't know why
So
I
do you
did
live
that, really.
do you live in Peterborough as well, then, Jamie?
Me, I live just north of Peterborough. Yeah.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, not far.
Jeff Capes.
He is exactly. Yeah. And Wolfie Smith, the darts player. He's in
Yes,
Deeping.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I was,
Adams.
Wolfie Smith.
Adams.
Wolfie Adams. Yeah, Wolfie
Yeah.
Smith.
I
Somebody
was going to say
completely
Wolfie
different,
Smith,
isn't it?
the guy.
Power to the people.
Power to the people, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Great.
There you go.
Well, Lena Headley lives just down the road from me.
Oh, does she?
That's a
Game of
good
Thrones,
claim
yeah.
to fame, that is, yeah.
She
Oh,
does,
what?
yeah.
Oh, what? And Jimmy Savile living in your thing isn't? Is that what you're trying to say?
She's
I-
obviously she's got a
I think-
house in LA, but she lives just down the road.
Yeah, I think Paul trumped you straight away there.
Anyone famous for me, Darren?
I mean, me, mate.
Right, well then stop. Let it go. Anglesey?
No, I don't think that. Oh, he's moved on already, sorry.
Yeah, well, there's no one famous for me, is there?
Well, there is somebody famous. There's 2 famous people from Peterborough. There's you and there's Jamie.
Yeah.
You see YouTube stars. Yeah.
Where Jamie lives, I used to fall asleep on the bus. And I used to work in the middle of... Can I say where you live?
Yeah.
Deeping, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to work in the middle. I can't remember what it's called now. Some borough. There's a little
Middle
petrol
of
station.
Deeping?
There was no. There's a petrol station in between
On Northborough?
Northborough, between Peterborough and Deeping. And I used to work there. And I used to have to get this blue bus home, and I'd often fall asleep on the bus, and I'd end up waking up when it was in Deeping. So it had gone all the way to Peterborough, circled round, gone back past where I work, and into Deeping by the time I'd woken up. Yeah, happy to.
So what did you have to do? Stay on it until you got back home?
Yeah, I just had to wait on it and then loop back round again, by which time I'd fallen asleep.
Did you ever do it twice?
No, never did it twice. No, never did it twice.
Well, another famous person, of course, we know at Peterborough is Mr. Livesey. He used to be in Peterborough.
He did,
And
yeah.
and
Nick
his,
Livesey,
and his
yeah.
family still live around here, but he used to
Yeah.
live in Peterborough as well.
He did. Yes.
Is there anybody famous lives near you, Dave?
Not that I know of, but then I don't even know who lives up the lane.
Well, no, you're in the middle of nowhere, though, aren't you? So, what about you, Daz? Anybody live
Not where
famous?
I live. There's
No.
there's a few people in Cambridge, obviously where I work.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think who are the
The
most.
Duke and Duchess.
The Duke and Duchess.
Hmm.
Duke and Duchess of Hazard. I suppose Steve, because I work literally right next to Stephen Hawking's old house,
Oh dear.
and but he's definitely not there anymore because there's a basketball hoop up.
Why? And he's dead.
Well, exactly. But I thought, it might have been one of them phantom deaths. But once I see the basketball hoop go up in, like, on the drive, I just thought, he's definitely.
I don't know what you guys think about Stephen Hawkings, but I think he was quite a clever bloke, wasn't he?
He was,
Pretty switched on.
He was a little bit bright. Yeah. Do you know what? I was with him once at Gonville and Keys.
Switched on.
I didn't get that.
It wasn't
Sorry.
intentional at all.
Sorry.
It wasn't intentional. That. What you were saying?
Yes,
Go on, guys.
Yeah, I was with Stephen Hawkins at Gonville and Keys one year, and there was a lot of people kind of going up and standing next to him having a selfie, but his carer was talking to someone, and I really wanted a selfie with Stephen Hawkins, but I just thought that was really rude because he couldn't kind of say.
Did they ask him? Did they ask
well-
him? Because obviously, I mean, and all joking aside, is that, I mean, he's got his computer, or he had his computer. I'm sure he could say, yeah.
Yeah, he probably had piss off programmed into it,
Yeah,
didn't he?
I just,
no, it's only 2 taps. You know,
I don't know, but I mean, in all seriousness, if I went up to him, I would have the politeness to actually say, Stephen, is it okay if or Dr. Hawking, is it okay if I get a selfie with you?
Yeah.
And wait for him to answer.
But I was hoping to kind of catch his carer's eye and then go over and say, at least could I ask him or something? But I never did. I kind of regret that now because I think that would have been quite a cool photo to have, with somebody like that. You can keep all your celebrities, but for someone like that, yeah. But never mind. But
he was, God love him, he was a celebrity. He was on The Simpsons.
Yeah, but for a different reason, not for getting his arse out on Instagram.
No, that's true. That's true. Not like Gary. Yeah.
Yeah, no, not like me. He was a genuinely changed the world.
Absolutely.
Stephen Hawking genuinely changed the world.
Absolutely. Yeah, he was just an icon, a British icon. Amazing guy, and came from Cambridge.
I'm not sure though. You're talking about selfies. I'm not sure I would ever go up to anyone and ask them for a selfie. I don't think I could ever do it. I don't think I.
Yeah, but I felt with Stephen Hawking, that's like perhaps not the equivalent of Einstein, but that's a very iconic figure. It's not. As I would never go up to like a singer or somebody like that. That doesn't interest me. But there was something obviously very special about Stephen Hawking.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so that's what I meant. It was almost like just document me actually meeting him. So one day I could say to the grandchildren, I met that guy and here's the proof. Yeah, it wouldn't interest me going up to a singer.
Yeah.
Or one day Stephen Hawking's grandchildren could go, "Ooh, met Darren Knight."
Knight. I want to change my surname. I heard this surname the other day and I just thought, that is the coolest surname ever. And it's Von Hibble. How cool
Darren
is that
Von
name?
Hibble.
Darren Von Hibble.
You look like a Von Hibble.
Do you reckon?
You do.
I think I could get away with a Von Hibble.
I think you could if you had a monocle in one eye. Well, obviously you will have a monocle in one eye because it's a one-eye glasses. You would look like a Von Hibble. You would, yeah. Especially in that chair because you are quite distinguished looking, and I'm not taking the mickey at all.
Get a cat, That's a Von Hibble.
Yeah,
Baron.
absolutely. You'd make a good Bond villain. Going back and turning it around to photography. You mentioned about Stephen Hawking and saying, it was that one thing that you would like to do. I'm going to ask you a question, and then I'll lead into why I'm asking it. Is you ever really regretted not getting a photograph that you could have possibly got? You really answered it there, because I did. I was at Lady Bar Reservoir where they practice the dam buster runs. Yeah. Now, every couple of 3 years, the Lancaster goes over and tens of thousands of people come and watch. And I was doing a vlog, and I was, and it was, the water was really low at the reservoir, and I was pointing towards the area or to the dam. And I heard this sound behind me. Now, when they're doing training around there, the Army or the RAF, there's always planes flying around. And I thought, that doesn't sound like a normal plane. I turned round, and the Lancaster bomber was coming over my head, or not over my head, it was in the distance, but not quite near, at about 60 or 70 feet. And I turned round, I got 2 pictures of it, but they were completely wonky and completely off key. Now, if I'd have actually turned round and shot that when it was coming towards me, it would have been on my wall for the rest of my life, because it's one of my most favourite planes. So is there anybody else that's actually almost got a photograph but not quite got it?
I got one that I wish I'd have got. I was up in Elland. I was up in Elland, and I was in this pub in Elland, and we were waiting for a talk. I think it was Thomas Heaton's talk, and I was there with quite a few guys. I was there. I think Mally was there, Dave was there, Andy Beattie, David Hurst was there, James was there, and he got his wallet out. And I was just not quite quick enough. Just not quite quick enough. So, yeah.
Did he have it on elastic?
Yeah.
The old white fiver was on elastic.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, put it in the till and it comes back out.
Yeah, like Top Cat's coin.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I must
Somebody in my
admit,
generation.
back in the early 2000s, when I first got back into photography and I had a digital camera, at that time I was following the Formula One around Europe for right in the middle of the Ferrari Schumacher years. And so I'd always have a camera with me, and I'd always come home with a load of pictures where there's a tail fin as it's disappearing out of the shot, or a nose cone as it's just coming into the shot. I just could not get a decent shot of any Formula One car to save my life. And I was in some quite iconic locations, Monte Carlo, San Marino, places like that, Monza. The only shot that I got where the complete car was in the frame and with pan, blur the background, it was bloody David Coulthard, and I've always thought he's a total twat.
You know what you did wrong, didn't you? You should have sat by the pits. If you'd have sat by the pits, they stopped.
No,
It's a
but
piece of
I
piss
tell
then.
you what, when you see how much it costs to sit by the pits, mate.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So did you follow it as a spectator, Dave?
Yeah, well, I wasn't changing the wheels, was I?
No. I just wondered if you were doing it professionally. I thought if you were going for a professional reason.
No, me and Mrs. G, but because we lived in the south of England at the time, it was easy just to pop on a shuttle and
go and watch.
go and visit. And
So do you
we were
follow?
only 20 minutes from Silverstone, so we were always at Silverstone.
We find that living in the south of England, we can just pop over to Europe on the shuttle anytime we feel like it.
Do you
Well,
follow
you can.
Formula One?
Yeah.
David, do you follow it?
Sorry?
Do you follow it?
Oh,
No.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
My son's just watching the new series of the Formula One thing on Netflix.
Yeah, don't
come out-
give me any spoilers because
No,
I don't know what happened.
No, I've not watched that either.
No,
Max
no.
Verstappen won.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. He was handed it.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on, let's talk about maybe we should talk about some photography. I think this is quite an interesting one because I've got a feeling that quite a few of us are feeling this at the moment. Jamie brought the subject about how do you sort of, what happens if you lose your mojo a bit for photography, and how do you go about it? Because I know, saying you maybe lost yours, Jamie. I know, Paul, you were saying before you hadn't picked up a camera for a while.
No. I picked up a camera, but I've not used it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right. I don't know if you want to talk about it, Jamie, seeing as it was your...
Well, no, I think whether it's the time of the year or whether it's the weather or whatever, but yeah, I'm just feeling just can't be arsed, really. At the moment. You look out the window and it's blowing a gale or it's, really dreadful conditions, and I don't know, and maybe combined with the fact that where we live, there's no potential areas of natural beauty that you can just nip to quickly and get that motivation buzz back in you or not. I don't know, but yeah, I'm just feeling a little bit flat with the whole piece at the moment. As I say, it's probably just the time of the year and it's the weather and it'll improve. But it happens to everybody. I know it does because we all talk about losing our mojo. But and there's no secret pill to say, right, we'll swallow this and you've got it back. But it's just an interesting topic to talk about because I know all of us have had lulls in our photography, lulls in our vlogs. I've not vlogged for, God knows, 2 months, something like that. And you just think, well, it will be what it will be, really. I'll go back to it when I feel like it.
Hang on a minute. You haven't vlogged for 2 months, but you haven't made a big deal and put a video out to say, I'm stopping vlogging. You haven't. I thought that was what you did.
I've got the thumbbnail ready. Like I've quit, or the rest of it. But no.
I thought that was what you did. That's why I always throw my toys out of the pram every time I decide to stop for 5 minutes. I didn't realise that you could just stop and not worry about it.
Well,
I came close to doing that. I came close to putting a video out and saying I'm not going to put any more out.
I do that every time. Pretty much.
But then I thought nobody's going to care. Because if you're not there, you're not there, and then if you are, they think, "Oh, great, he's put a video out." So, but I'm also thinking of doing what Dave's done as well, and that's just switching the ads off. And the reason is I don't earn anything from the channel anyway. It's never been a driver for me to earn money from the channel. And I've got like 3 different YouTube accounts. One the kids use to do their little bits of vlogs, and then I've got my YouTube channel that people watch, and then I've got another YouTube channel where I watch stuff. And I flip between the two, and one of them's ad free, so I pay for ad free content, and the other one's got ads on, and it's got that bad now that anybody who is stupid enough to watch me or have watched me with the amount of ads that come on, I feel sorry for them. It's just dreadful. So, as I say, when I put a video out, I'll most probably switch it off like David does, because it's just got to a point where it's really annoying. And they're now non-skippable ads as well. So I'm watching people, and I'm going to have to go through 20 seconds of a Tampax commercial. Don't know why they're targeting me for Tampax, because I
stopped using them,
years ago. Yeah, years ago.
Do they do verbal Tampax?
Thanks, mate. Thanks, David.
But with regards to Jamie's actual question, I think it's fine to lose your mojo for a little while, because I think if you keep chasing it, it becomes even more frustrating. It was I was meant to go, like, me and Dave had kind of plans to go away a few weeks ago, but obviously Noah came along, and obviously then my plans obviously changed, because
I'm used to standing around outside the Odeon on a Friday night by myself.
Sorry, mate. I couldn't help that one. But no, I'm still doing, the wildlife. I've had some really good days, just photographing the wildlife. So, but I'm with you all the way, Joe, and I've said this ever since we started the Pubcast. East Anglia just doesn't appeal to me when it comes to landscape photography, because I just don't find the area inspiring. And that's why the wildlife has just kind of crept in, and it's filled like a huge void for me. So I think, it might be that if anyone's losing their landscape mojo, perhaps just try a slightly different genre and just think, right, this is only going to be temporary. I'll give it a go, whether that might be a bit of macro, because now's going to be a good time, because you've got a lot of insects, going to be starting to be on the scene soon, and obviously all the flowers will start to bloom. So I'm not necessarily saying it's got to be macro, but just perhaps move sideways for a little while, and that might bring it all back.
I think it just takes one thing, doesn't it? I think you need a trip that all of a sudden you go out there and you think, oh, I've missed this. I really miss being out with a camera, and get a couple of decent shots or get a bit of light, and all of a sudden it will come back. I'm sure it will.
That's why I don't think you should chase it when you lose your mojo. I don't think you should chase it. I'm not talking as in you, Jay. I'm talking you as in everybody, because I think that's the worst thing, to think, oh, I've got to do this, got to do that, and then it just becomes a chore, and that's no good for anybody.
Always saying this, my father-in-law always says it's a hobby for a reason. It's a hobby because you enjoy it. If you stop enjoying it, it stops becoming a hobby.
Yeah.
So why are you doing it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I went out on Monday, and that's the first time I'd been out really since before Christmas with the camera, and I really enjoyed it. I had a really good time. I thought about vlogging it. I tried to vlog it. I just got halfway through doing it and just thought, no. But I got some really nice shots, and that was the thing. I really enjoyed doing that part of it. So
yeah. Yeah, I think for me, as well, like I've been, a week ago, a couple of weeks ago, I spent some time over at Wycombe Fen, just being in the hides, and it was lovely. It was just so nice. I just planned to kind of pretty much stay there for most of the day. I took my sandwiches with me, a cup of coffee, and it was just really nice, just kind of being out in nature and just watching whatever came along, and sometimes there was nothing in front of me, but it didn't bother me. You got some people come in. I met some really interesting people that really kind of knew their wildlife. So it was great kind of talking to them, and then they'd go, and then someone else had come in, but then there was throughout the day there was different buzzards and marsh harriers and barn owl early in the morning, and reed buntings. It was lovely, just so nice, but there was no pressure at all.
it is interesting though, because I know I've kind of switched off an awful lot of people who I used to watch on YouTube, but I get the feeling that a lot of our contemporaries are also going through the same issues. A lot of people seem to have stopped vlogging as much as they were, and all of the ones who started around when we did, who are carrying on, a lot of those are doing different types of videos now. It's almost like they've moved into that phase where they're doing stuff that maybe they never did before. So maybe there's a like Darren's always said this. Maybe there's a shelf life. Maybe there's a shelf life for the way you do things. And I mean, Dave, you've changed, haven't you? You've changed your vlogging. You know, you now do a more magazine-y type vlog rather than an out.
That's because I'm a lazy git. I just found a way to make it easy on myself that
But there's nothing wrong with that, is there?
No. But I've never. I don't think I've really lost my photo mojo. That sounds terrible. I've had sort of periods where I haven't put out many vlogs, but I've never completely stopped. And also, I mean, the thing is, I actually really enjoy making videos, but I really enjoy the photography. The problem is always bringing the two together for them both to be satisfactory, and usually it ends up being a compromise on one side or the other, and in some cases both. But I was out last weekend with a bunch of people in the mountains, just a group meetup, and we were out for, I don't know, 6 hours, 5 or 6 hours. Absolutely brilliant. And I got 3 images out of it that I'm really happy with. And you might argue that as a return for 6 hours out and about, it's not very good. But I had a fabulous time, really enjoyed it, no pressure, didn't even think about making a video. And the way I'm making them now is I'll go out, and if I capture an image that I think might be interesting, then I'll slot it into the magazine. It doesn't. My videos are now no longer here's a whole trip, and it just means that I don't have to top and tail them while I'm out. Also, my B-roll is now completely automated. I don't have to think about B-roll at all. But no, I've never really sort of felt, oh, I can't be asked to go out with my camera, because the minute I have an opportunity to, I go out and really enjoy it. And of course, there are times when it's challenging or miserable or whatever. I come home with nothing. But I've never once gone out with a camera, and even when I've come home with nothing, never once come home and thought I didn't have a good time. I didn't enjoy it, even if the rain was seriously horizontal. Because, you know, I used to go out and climb hills whether or not I had a camera with me, so no change there really.
I'm not saying that at all, Dave. I'm totally with you. Whenever you're out and whenever you come back, you always enjoy it. You know, you wouldn't do the hobby if you didn't. That's the whole point, isn't it? I think for me personally, the issue I guess I'm feeling is because I sort of put myself into this category of doing more woodland than anything else, and you know the time of year is not great at the moment for woodlands, and I've become so bloody fussy and picky as well on the conditions I choose to go out in. You know, I only want fog, mist, frost, snow, you know, and everything else doesn't interest me, and that's just stupid. And I think that's, you know, just looking at myself in the mirror, it's me more than anything else that's not getting out when I should do, you know, and I should realise that, you know, there's opportunities out there irrespective of the conditions.
Well, one of the things that works for me, and I mean, you know, obviously because I've got a dog, I'm forced to go out in all weathers. There's not a day goes by where you don't have to go out the door. Well, I tell a lie, Mrs. G does it in the week, but weekends I stand in. But by carrying a little camera body around with a really long telephoto kit lens or long focal range, so 14 to 150, so it's a 28-300, and I carry that at all times. And I have to say, probably in an average month, I might make 6 or 8 decent images. And very often, 3 or 4 of those will come from just going out for a walk with the dog, and the fact that I carry the camera with me, no tripod, and I'll simulate a long exposure by doing a fast burst and stitching them in post if I need to. But and you know, if you just say to yourself, well, I'm not going out to take pictures. I'm not going out to make a video. I'm going for a walk, get some fresh air, but you happen to have your camera with you. You know, that's a good approach, I'd say.
Oh, and just throwing it out there, but do you think that living in one of the most beautiful parts of the country might have something to do with
See,
that?
I wasn't going to say that, but I knew it would come up. I can't help
I'm just
that,
going to
can
take
I?
a trip down to the beach.
But
You know,
that's a fair point, though, isn't it? If you're genuinely in love with the area that you live in, it's very easy to get inspired. And what Dave just said it straight away. You just go out for a walk, and then sometimes the image will just kind of present themselves, you know, just when you're not actually searching for it. But I don't know, I sound like a broken record now, but there's nothing round here, landscape-wise, that actually inspires me. And if you're not inspired, then you're constantly searching for an image, and then it just becomes soul-destroying. It doesn't become enjoyable.
Yeah, but I remember you going for a walk by the river at sunrise during lockdown when that was your exercise. And you got some lovely pictures. That some of those lovely, tranquil scenes were beautiful. And, I'm not suggesting that it's epic. I'm not suggesting you go down there and big backpack, tripod, the whole 9 yards. But just going for a walk by the river and you happen to have your camera on a sling over your shoulder, you probably would come home with the odd image. You go, oh, I'm really glad I went out.
No, you're 100% right. But for me, I've substituted that for the wildlife photography, and where we live here, I'm totally inspired by the wildlife. There's an abundance of wildlife. So for me, if I'd rather go out and get the opportunity, I went out for 7 hours the other day, and I got one photo out of about 1,400 photos that I took. I got one photo that I was half pleased with.
I'm not being funny, but you're shit, mate.
But you know what?
Just making a note. Don't buy a camera off Darren. The shutter count will be off.
That's what I was just thinking.
But, no, it wasn't mechanical. It wasn't mechanical shutter. But as I say, I got one photo that I was half pleased with, but I had a great 7 hours. I really did. So, yeah, I would step sideways if anyone's losing their mojo.
Yeah,
I mean, the thing is, for you, Paul, you've got some cracking locations, not a million miles from you.
Oh, within
Up
20
the
minutes.
Pennines
Within 20 minutes, yeah, I've got.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's what Jamie was saying is that woodland photography I've done to death. There's not a lot more that I really want to do with woodland, but I will do when the mojo comes back. But I just think it's life. Life at the moment has been really hectic here. So with 2 young kids and work and my wife and stuff like that. So it's what takes priority. And I do. I go out and walk the dogs, but I walk the dogs in woodland, and I've shot that to death. So, but moving sideways, what Darren was saying, as I've mentioned before in the Pubcast, I'm looking forward to going out and doing some industrial type shooting, industrial landscapes. That's what's going to rock my boat, I think. And whether or not that proves popular on the vlogs, really don't care. And possibly a bit of street photography as well. And
I'm up for some street. I've just bought myself a little prime lens. And I'm going to go and shoot some tourists and take some pictures.
Have you? I've got a trip planned in the next couple of weeks, which hopefully, if it comes off, when it comes off, is going to be awesome, because I think I'll get my mojo back, and I'm saying no more.
Oh, you can't just say that. What is it?
You going to Antarctica?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's going somewhere far more scenic than that.
Absolutely, it is far more scenic.
Just okay. Sorry, does anyone fancy like Antarctica?
No.
No, if I want to shoot snow and ice, I'll go to somewhere north. It's only 2 hours flight.
If I went there, it would be to shoot like the penguins or something like that. It wouldn't.
Go to Chester Zoo, and I'll give you a .22 rifle. You can shoot away.
Yeah, I don't know. Perhaps I'm missing it.
Have you been near penguins?
Yes.
God, they stink, don't they? They stink.
Oh, I didn't notice the smell.
Yeah, they do. When they've been there for a few days.
I must admit, it's not a place that it's ever been on my bucket list. Antarctica. I suppose it would be nice to see it and shoot there. But yeah, I must admit, it's not a place that it would I'd really want to go. It'd be quite interesting to find out Adam Gibbs when we speak to him next, how he got on, and what was actually there.
Do you think maybe people...
Just a lot of icebergs.
Yeah, and penguins. Do you think maybe people might advertise something in Antarctica because it's different? It's not been visited much.
Possibly.
Yeah. Do you think that might be the unique selling point? There's a lot of icebergs. It's quite like, maybe sounds a bit like Iceland, but no one's been there before.
I don't get it. Okay, apart from the penguins, right? Okay, I'll give you that. But other than the penguins, you go traipsing halfway around the world to look at scenery that is, to all intents and purposes, identical to what you'd get in Svalbard or Greenland. Why travel so far? Why use up so much carbon when you can go somewhere that's 3 hours away instead of 30 hours away? Makes no sense to me at all.
To tell people you have. I suppose.
Oh, is that what it is?
I
God
think
damn it! If only I knew.
Well, it is,
so it's a
isn't it?
badge of honour.
It is, of course it is.
Like
Like
not having
anything
to
in
do any
life.
processing because your in camera is so good that somehow you get a gold star because you don't have to do any processing.
God, I tell you what, Dave. Imagine going to Iceland and then not having to do any processing of those shots.
Oh.
That'd be the top of the top, wouldn't it?
Am I missing something?
I'm missing it as well. I'm not too sure what we're...
No.
I'm just bitching for the sake of it. I don't have a read.
It's
No,
the
but
big finale. It's the season finale. All bets are off.
Who can
Oh,
say
right.
what
you like?
Who are we talking about?
No one.
Nobody.
No one.
All right.
No one in particular. Just
Why-
slagging everyone
why-
off.
Why can't you go and visit penguins in the Arctic?
Because there aren't any.
There is penguins in the Arctic. I've been to
Well,
Iceland.
Narvik Zoo maybe, but other than that, there
No,
aren't.
I've been to Iceland. I went to a remote village and there were penguins. You could get like
What, blow-up ones?
No, the little penguin
Chocolate
bars
ones.
you can buy. Those little
Oh, the
penguin
bars.
bars.
Yeah.
See, I'm not-
Oh, you had to really labour that one there.
that was a real dad joke. That
Oh,
was.
dear, oh dear.
Dad joke, yeah.
Dad
Not
joke.
granddad joke. Keep that one for Noah when he gets a bit older.
Yeah. a real
Yeah.
Remember to explain it to him afterwards, though.
I've got a trip sort of planned for about, I don't know, September, October time up to the Arctic Circle, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's been a long time since I did a full-on foreign photography
Whereabouts
trip.
are you going, David?
I'm going to fly into Narvik, and I got a friend who lives up that way who's not far from there, just kind of, an hour's drive from Lofoten. And he's very, very kindly invited me to go and stay with him, and he'll ferry me about with my camera and point me at the decent compositions, and I can't wait.
I bet.
I've got a trip planned up to the Arctic Circle as well.
Another
Yeah,
dad
what,
joke.
in Iceland, is it an Arctic roll?
No,
is
we're
it,
going to
Gary?
Scotland, aren't we? We're going up
yes.
to, we're going up to
That's
Scotland.
near the Arctic, isn't it? Somewhere.
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
They've got
close.
penguins and tea cakes.
And haggis.
So when are you
midges.
going? When are you going?
We-
No, not the date. No, how many days?
We are going. Well, but the plan is to do a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, come back Sunday.
So you're travelling all day Thursday,
Traveling all day Thursday, Friday and
All day
Saturday,
Friday,
and then coming
Saturday
back Sunday.
on the Sunday.
Yeah. Can I just say that we've been doing this podcast for how long now?
Couple of years.
2
Couple
years.
of years, yeah, right.
You guys.
One of us, right, and I'm not going to say which one it is, but one of us never, ever puts our phone on silent, ever.
Do you know what?
That wasn't me.
I'm going to blame James Burns because it was him. He just tweeted something and it's come up as a notification. So
Right.
the guy that can't make the podcast because he's too busy doing something else is clearly... There you go again. There's another one. That's
He never ever puts
Sorry,
it on silent.
Gary. I'm sorry. God, I'm going to put it on
Never,
silent.
ever.
yeah.
It's-
What an
it's-
amateur.
I know. Yeah. So anyway, what we're saying, we're going Thursday to Sunday.
Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we scheduled it carefully so you wouldn't be able to join us.
I know.
Are you coming, Paul? I mean,
might
not
do.
to put you on the spot.
No, yeah, I might do. It's just that I looked for hotels in that area because
We're camping.
2 nights camping. Yeah, I don't know.
No, 3.
Three
Three
nights.
nights camping.
3 nights.
Three nights camping. I don't know.
Come on, you know you want to.
So that's our holiday sorted out. So
Brilliant.
if you guys are in the Glencoe area on the bank holiday weekend at the end of April, don't bother.
Yeah,
'cause
we'll be in
yeah.
Snowdonia.
Yeah, we'll be up that way, so you're more than welcome to come and join us. Anyway,
Are the penguins there?
Yeah,
penguins,
and
all sorts.
Arctic rolls.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, all sorts. Penguins, timeouts, all sorts of. All sorts of. Is there a McDonald's in Glencoe?
No. But what we'll do is on the way up the motorway, we'll stock up with your favourite McDonald's and put it in.
We'll take a call box.
Could
down.
someone bring a microwave?
I've got to ask Gary, if McDonald's hadn't pulled out of Russia, would you have boycotted them?
I can't believe you're thinking about that.
I thought about it when they wouldn't.
No.
initially they didn't
Not
boycott.
not you, Dave. I can't be. Gary's even thinking about contemplating it.
Listen, we're not going to talk about Russia, are we?
Okay. No.
But
But I think we should say that our hearts are going out to the people of Ukraine.
yeah, absolutely. I think
Yeah, and
it's-
the
that
Ukraine
is-
and also the poor lads who were just conscripted.
Yeah.
18-year-old lads that are going
Yeah.
to fight in a war that they don't want to fight in.
No.
You know, yeah. But other than that, yeah, both. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I don't
Ukrainian
feel
people we feel
any
for.
ill to the average Russian.
No.
You know, it's just that crazy bastard that's in charge. You know,
Plus one on that one. Yeah. plus one on that one.
I'm inclined to agree. I think there's
Yeah.
levels of evil, isn't there? And he's right at the very top. I don't think that a lot of the Russians really have a lot of say. Bit like
No,
us,
they
really,
don't.
At the end of the
No,
day.
and I'll tell you what, for the Russians that came out on the streets,
Yeah.
knowing they can get 15 years and a fine,
Yeah.
you know, fair play to them.
Absolutely.
They're absolute stars. They really are. So
I'm just thinking that the Russian people, on the whole, bar one, are awesome, and I'm just hoping that
Quite agree.
they get the opportunity to do the right thing by their leader, and let's put it that way.
Well, let's hope so, and let's hope by the time we come back for the next season of the podcast that all this horrible mess is sorted out.
Sorted
Yeah.
out, yeah.
Yeah, I'll
absolutely.
drink to that.
But,
drink
we're
to
thinking about you in Ukraine, aren't we?
Definitely. Yeah.
And genuinely, in answer to your question, Darren, if McDonald's hadn't pulled out of Russia, I wouldn't be in McDonald's. And I really mean that.
yeah.
I really mean that. And I was
Well,
joking.
Burger King's great, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Burger
Yeah.
King never
Yeah.
went into Russia in the first place. So. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about something else to finish up with, and this is one of Jamie's. Another one. Jamie, you've been great with the subjects, by the way. We were just sort of like,
You know, I thought that I'd just respond to your request earlier on of topics.
Yeah.
Nobody else does, so apart from Darren.
that was a slight dig.
That was a very underhand dig, that was, wasn't it? It really was.
I mean, it was true.
Anyway,
but,
yeah, exactly.
you were talking about. I'll tell you what. Why don't you talk? Introduce it.
Well, yeah, it was around gear, well, not so much gear reviews, but people promoting products on their YouTube channels. And I don't know whether it's just me, but I've seen a lot more recently than I've seen in the past. And not just from people that have always done them, but people that, you know, have had a YouTube channel for years, all of a sudden start doing gear reviews. And look, listen, I've got nothing against people doing gear reviews. That's up to them, and it's their channel. They do what they want on it, really. So Darren's just distracted me. Is there a bee in the room, Darren, or something?
So I thought I had a knock on the window. Sorry. I just didn't have the mad axeman was just
you
behind
do.
that curtain. Sorry.
It wasn't Nissy, was it?
Yeah, goodly, nicely in. Yeah. So now, you know, going back to it, I'm thinking that there's, as I say, I've got nothing against it. I've done one in the past. But I guess, you know, the question was, does it degrade somebody's YouTube channel if you do loads of gear reviews? Does it seem desperate? Does it seem as though you're doing it just to get freebies? Or do people actually watch these channels because they follow a YouTuber that they respect and they like watching his stuff? And if he reviews a product and he or she likes it, then does it actually give that product a bit of credence? And would you therefore go out and buy it? So, as I say, there's positives and negatives to this, but I've seen a lot more recently, and I've even seen people want to sort of dedicate their own channels to doing gear reviews. And I'm just thinking, is this what people are about these days? Is it more about us being influencers than just being out and enjoying ourselves in the landscape?
Oh, go on, Darren. I wanted to go first, but you can go. Go on, because you've got your hand up.
See how polite I am.
Yeah.
Do you see that? See how?
Yeah, normally he goes, "Can I have a break?"
I need a
Can I have a
wee.
piss?
Right. I'm just going to say, for the record, I love gear reviews, and YouTube is the first place I go when I want to look at a piece of gear. So I'm going to answer this really simply before Gary's head just kind of explodes. For me, I think there's no problem with reviewing gear.
Yeah, I second that. Purely because if ever I'm ever going to buy anything, I go on YouTube and I watch and research it. Yeah. And I research online as well, so I agree with you. The only thing I wouldn't buy is a photographer trying to sell crappy electric bikes. Other than that, I'd be happy, to follow anybody who does gear reviews.
Name names.
No.
I'll be honest with you. I've often wondered what type of battery would work well in my van. And I'm always the first person I would go to if I wanted to work out what type of battery would work in my imaginary van would be a photographer.
No, but I mean, Tom Eaton, I know everybody, I love Tom Eaton. Yeah, watching him in building that van, I thought it was awesome. And also, the battery that he was talking about, I'd love to put in the back of my Land Cruiser, but I won't be able to fit you in, Gary. I know you weren't. I know you weren't. I know, I'm just saying.
I think, look, do you know what? I've done reviews. I've got sand marker on my back at the moment because I've got one of their variable ND filters. Actually, I've used the Sandmark variable ND filter for a while now, and I find them very useful.
It's not going to get you out of doing the review.
No, it's not going to get me out of doing the review, is it?
No, it's not.
I think, do you know what I mean? I do it because I think, I could do with a variable ND filter. So I'll be honest with you, like if someone comes along with a product and they say, review my, I mean, I would never stoop to reviewing a monitor light.
Listen, I was honest from the outset. I said I've done them, and I've still got the monitor light, and it works fantastically.
Yeah, well, I got a monitor from BenQ about 4 years ago, and promised to do a review on it, and I never have. And the reason is, it's £1,000 monitor. I'm sat here watching you on it, and the reason is it's no better than a normal monitor. And so when he contacted me and he says, "Are you going to review the monitor?" I said, "I will do." I says, "But." He says, "Otherwise, send it back." And I says, "Well, I will do." I says, "But you're not going to be happy with the review." He says, "Well, everybody else has been really positive." I says, "That's because you're giving them a monitor." I says, "But it's no better than the monitor I use." So.
I mean, but Paul, there are monitors, and then there are monitor lights.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. What type of YouTuber is going to review a monitor light?
So I'm just adjusting my monitor light just to make sure
right.
it's got the right light on me. There you go, that's better. That's much better. Yeah.
But when I actually sat through that, I thought it was an April Fool. I was watching it thinking at some point he's going to say, "Aha, I'm taking the piss."
Send me a link. I've not watched it.
Oh, you haven't missed it.
Oh, I'll send you the Amazon affiliate link. You can.
But when you think about this, right, I bet there is people that do gear reviews get far more hits on their videos on their channel than any of us taking photos
put together. Put together.
That's because people genuinely are interested. They want to find out, is it worth the money before they go and spend it?
Yeah,
look at Jared Pollard.
What type of a person have you got to be, though? What type of person have you got to be to say, like I would much rather get the hits from me reviewing a KNF piece of shit something or another, right? No offense, KNF, right? Or
I've got a tripod that's quite
That's
good.
scuppered your chances of a free tripod.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah,
one.
but
It's
I'm
good.
not okay. Yeah, joking aside, are KNF because I mean I think they're probably okay.
be honest with you, be
I've
honest with
got-
you.
Not bad value for money.
Just give us a ring.
I'll be honest with you. Justified and Ancient, good song. Rest of them, not so keen on.
Yeah. No, I prefer 3am Eternal, but
That was a good
you know,
song as well.
Yeah. But no, KNF. I've got a KNF tripod. It's designed for a lighter camera, and it's great.
I'll be honest, I've got a KNF tripod, and right now a Sony RX100 is sat on it, and hello.
There you go. See.
And that's what I use it for. Just
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
office with
Absolutely.
a teeny tiny little compact on it.
But it works.
To be fair,
I think the
they're
thing
not
is,
bad.
my issue isn't necessarily with KNF as a manufacturer.
Yes, it is,
It's,
Gary.
no, it's
You
not.
don't
It's
like
not. No,
KNF.
it's not with KNF. It's just that it seems that there are certain companies, if you like, and you just know they've done the rounds with every small vlogger in the country because everyone's reviewing the same. I don't know, KNF ND filter or KNF tripod or whatever or whoever it is, not necessarily KNF, but it's like you just watch them 1 week, all of a sudden, like you've got 15 reviews from people all reviewing exactly the same thing.
That's true. And of course, should you be reviewing an anamorphic lens, you'll be the only one.
Me, I did that. But the point is though, I'm not going to lie about it, right? I'm not going to go, oh no, well, you know, it was. I really wanted to see what it was. I just wanted the lens. I just thought, you know what? I want the lens. Like Sam Mark said to me, oh, do you want a variable ND filter? And I'm not going to go, oh, do I want a variable ND filter for free? No, you're all right. I said, oh, yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll have it. I'll do a review and I'll have it. And at the end of the day, there's a review out. Well, there will be. So I haven't done it yet. There's a review out there for a Sam Mark variable ND filter, and then there's me, who's sitting there with a variable ND filter. And I'll be honest about that. But it's when you get people, I think, who I don't know. I don't want to say any more.
No, I think there's two categories here. There's like the Jared Pollins that are gear review people, right, and review gear. And I don't know what his deal is with Nikon or Sony or whatever else, and how much money he gets to actually review it. Then there are the genuine people that like certain types of gear, and then will say to, for example, a manufacturer of a battery, you know, if it's good, I'll put it on the channel. If it's not, I won't do, and we'll leave it at that. And then there are the smaller vloggers that, you know, I remember when I started, it's really, what's the word? You know, it plays to your ego. If somebody contacts you and says, you know, watch your channel, I think you're great, and will you review this tripod? I've always been of the opinion is when I look at the piece of equipment, would I use it? And if I'm going to review it, would it benefit the people who watch? And that's it. So I've turned down hundreds of stuff because I use Nissi filters, I have a Gitzo tripod, and if it's not going to actually benefit me personally taking photographs, then I'm not going to put it on the channel. But I'm not going to knock anybody that doesn't, because people may be vlogging who haven't got a Gitzo tripod or the type of kit I've got, and so if they want to, you know, review a KNF tripod, which I think are really quite good. Or lesser grade filters, so-called lesser grade, then go for it. You know, it's a short life we've got, and if they enjoy it, great.
And that was a point earlier when I said that, you know, if people follow you as a YouTube vlogger and they enjoy what you're doing, and they do a YouTube search for a product that they're looking to buy, and your name pops up as somebody that has reviewed it, they're likely to take more notice of you because they connect with you because you're a vlogger and they get to know it. And if you recommend it, or if you say, actually, I've used it, it's all right, it's not bad, then that might convince them to buy it. Absolutely. You know, rather than just some cold person they've never seen before.
I've got a
YouTube.
question. Right, so just think now about 10 landscape or wildlife vloggers that you watch. All right, so just 10 imaginary vloggers that you watch. if they started doing gear reviews, mixing it up and doing gear reviews, hands up now who would unsubscribe to them vloggers.
Depends how they do it. But with that caveat, I wouldn't unsubscribe, but it depends how they do it.
I think it depends what they reviewed. If they suddenly started, if they, let's say for instance that they had 50 vlogs over the course of a year, and 10 of those vlogs were products, I'll probably be all right with that, I think. But providing there were products that I was interested in, I still wouldn't unsubscribe from them anyway if I liked them, to be honest. But if they had half of their review, am I keeping you up?
No.
Sorry.
When I'm talking, he's looking up there, you know.
Sorry, go on.
Let's say, for instance, half of their reviews. Let's say half of their
It's not a leaky roof.
were about, I don't know, something that I had no interest in, and I started to notice they were a bit desperate, and I might well unsubscribe to them. I don't know.
The thing is, Darren, if Marks and Sparks got in touch and said, we got some Jim Jams we'd like you to review,
Oh, mate,
you'd be straight in.
I'm all over it.
Darren,
I'm all over it.
my wife just bought me a pair of Jim Jams from Marks and Spencer's. They've got Land Rover Defenders on them.
Oh, mate, the best ever.
Yeah,
And you wait in a year's time, mate, they'll be so soft.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm totally against reviews, but if anyone from Sony or Fuji or anyone like that is watching, then I'd be happy to review one of your pieces.
But I mean, my personal experience of this whole question is that if I look back over my catalogue, which is pretty extensive these days, the ones that are by a country mile ahead on views are ones where I've talked specifically about a certain product. And in most cases, not sponsored, not free kit, but where I've gone out and spent my daughter's inheritance on a lens and talked about it. Those videos get way more views. And when I look at the analytics, I get more people who go, oh, I quite like this bloke, and they subscribe.
Yeah.
And whilst I think it's a balancing act, there's no way that my channel would ever become a gearhead channel because I kind of don't care that much. And recently I did a video about this new OM system camera, basically saying don't waste your money.
Yeah, I watched that.
But it's got a lot of engagement, and I've picked up quite a few new subs as a result of it.
Yeah.
But I think that at the end of the day, we're all
hang on, what we got here?
Food.
Just for polling, obviously.
There's no good sneaking out like
that's
that.
rubbish.
We've seen you.
I missed that. I was focusing on Dave, and I didn't.
Well, you would be. No, that's understandable, but.
Sorry, Dave.
But my point is this, that I think that if us as photographers, because we all use gear, and people are interested in what we use and why we use it, there's no two ways about it. They just are. And I think it's reasonable to say, well, this is what I generally use. And I mean, I get asked all the time. I must get 5 or 6 messages a week saying, oh, what filters do you use? What tripod do you use? And I tend to just do a PM reply to them. So I don't do that many gear videos. But people are interested. And I think that if we completely ignore that and say, oh, I couldn't possibly discuss any stuff that I use, then we're just being a bit silly. I think that if you're going to blatantly prostitute yourself to, oh, here I am with my powered mountain bike, I'm too feeble to pedal up a hill, I need a battery, then, knock yourself out. But don't expect people like us not to laugh at you, whoever you might be.
Well,
But whoever you might be.
But I think that, notwithstanding monitor lights, because that is just hilarious. Jamie,
I didn't pay for it.
when we do our Scotland trip, can you bring it with us in case we need to read a map?
It has to be USB powered. I'm sorry.
I've got a battery. We could plug it into my battery. I'll be reviewing it next week. It's really good. 10,000 milliamp hours.
well, my videos, I mean, I'm just guessing now, right? So I reckon if I put out a fairly kind of interesting landscape video, I don't know, I might get like, say, 1,000, 1,500 views. Wildlife is normally better. If I put out a wildlife video, I normally get about 2,000 views. I went over to, this was a couple of years ago now, I went over to somewhere in Norfolk on the beach, and the conditions weren't great, and I just thought, oh, what am I going to vlog about? Because there's nothing over here that really kind of inspires me, and nothing was happening. And I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to give my thoughts on switching over from DSLR over to mirrorless. And now I know what I know. Would I have gone to mirrorless? And it was just literally an off-the-cuff video. I just gave my thoughts on it, and that video's got about 4,500, 5,000 views. So I think people are genuinely interested in gear. I think they're more interested in gear and locations than they are in watching people taking a pretty photo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that the one where you got a mouthful of salty foam?
No, that was... No,
That's what he doesn't share with everyone, Dave.
Yeah, no, that's on my private list.
I think the thing is, Darren, as soon as you mention gear in a title, it's like, it doesn't necessarily like explode straight away, but it goes for long. It's a slow burner. So, for instance, I've got one that's because I when I very first got my long lens, I got an MC11 adapter for the Sony and put it on my Sony. And I thought, no one's done this. No one that I can see anywhere has done like a video about using this Canon lens with a Sony adapter on a Sony A6000. So I did that, mentioned it in the title. That's one of my best videos. It's done like the best, because people will naturally search, Sony or Canon, whatever, with a Sony adapter. And that comes up.
How many words in the title did you capitalise?
I didn't capitalise. I capitalised MC. because that was it. I didn't capitalise anything. I didn't say like five things that you must do, otherwise you're a. I didn't capitalise those, which seems to work for a lot of people nowadays.
Didn't you get lots of views for
Gary?
your Manfrotto tripod that fell to bits?
Yes, buyer beware. Yes, but that for me wasn't a clickbait video. That was a public service video, because Manfrotto should have. Well, they shouldn't.
Charlie says don't buy Manfrotto.
Charlie says don't buy Manfrotto because it falls apart. It's a piece of shit.
Well, I did a Gitzo thing about Gitzo, and I've got a Gitzo tripod, and it's crap. And when I said it wasn't very good, I just got slated. So, gear reviews can go south as well as normal.
I'll tell you what, it's funny though, that one I did for Manfrotto, I think there must be double figures now of people who've messaged me and said exactly the same thing happened to me. And Manfrotto will not concede that is a design flaw. They just say that it's an issue that's, just with certain ones. But it is every Manfrotto loads of people. Thomas Heaton had the same problem. Loads of people had the same problem with that tripod. That little quick release plate sometimes never clipped into place properly.
I must admit, I've probably acquired 4 tripods since you put that video out, and every single time I've never even considered it as a result of that.
Yeah. Yeah, good.
So, they could have sold 4 tripods to me in the meantime if they were prepared to admit that it's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So I actually think we're out of topics,
We're not.
So the rest of it now is we're just going to sit here and chat.
Yeah.
So, and you just have to, I'm sorry if you don't like it, but, you just have to put up with it. So,
So, David, what's your favourite licorice Hawthorne?
It's probably the big coconutty ones like this.
Yeah, really? And mine too. Yeah.
No,
So
I
get
like
a
the
big bag in for next week.
I'm not a massive
like what?
fan of licorice all sorts, I've got to say.
Well, bring some and I'll eat them all.
I'll bring them. I will.
Sounds like a plan. Apparently there are some quite big hills in Scotland that you've got to climb if you want to get decent photos, so I'm quite looking forward to that. Does anyone know Scotland, by the way?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's
Do
just
you know Glencoe,
north.
Paul?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, a lot. Spent
Brilliant.
a lot of time there. Yeah.
Excellent.
Do
Yeah,
you?
Paul knows it well, don't you, Paul?
Yeah, I do. Are you guys never been before?
No.
I was born there.
Well, then you know it.
Well, I was kind of young at the time.
Yeah, I know, but how long did you stay there for?
About 18 months.
You've got to remember as well, though, Paul, that Scotland was still attached to Norway at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Piss off.
So, did you go back again to your birthplace, or?
Well, my folks lived south of Ayr for about 2 years in the early 80s, if that counts.
I live south of there.
Yeah, still do.
So none of you have been up there then, no?
No, I have been up the Great Glen and up the West Coast. I know a little bit about it.
Cool. Good.
Come on, Darren, do you want to say it or do you want me to? And how did Glenn feel about that?
Yeah, I'll show you around, at least where I've been and shot. But
Gemma
you
and
know,
Rich are up there at the moment, aren't they?
Yes, they
Gemma
are.
and Rich?
Yes.
I
yes.
saw on Facebook. Yeah.
Yes. Hello, Rich and Jem. I saw they
Yeah.
were at that really unknown
They had their
spot.
tripod in the common holes.
Ooh, I tell you what we should do. We should go and visit Sam and Hannah. They live there now.
Yeah,
Yes.
they do.
Yes, they do. I watched their videos. Very good, actually.
We should turn up and pitch our tents in their front garden and see if they chuck us off. I know where they live.
They're up Torrent
I know.
way, aren't
I know the name of the village. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounded a bit like a threat there, Dave.
Sorry. No, they're lovely people, and I intend to go and avail myself of their holiday accommodation in due course. Oh, I thought that was one of those trendy transitions there for a minute.
And Paul said it was blurred.
Oh, I thought you were going to cut away and you'd be in a different location.
On a beach somewhere, we swimwear.
Oh, welcome to the big season finale. Jamie in a bikini.
Oh, there's a sight for sore eyes.
Have you got a tent then, Jay?
Have I got a tent? No.
Do you want mine again?
No. I'll buy one this time, mate.
no, you don't need to buy one. You can share with me, Jamie, because you're quite attractive.
As long as you wear your bikini.
No. Not bikini, mankini, please. Yeah. A green one.
I have worn one of them before, a green one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. If you still got it, bring it, mate, and you can share with
No,
me.
I haven't. No, but I have worn one. For my 50th, I've worn one. Yeah.
Who's trying to eat crisps without making a noise?
Oh, I'm trying to suck them. Sorry.
Crisp.
I've been trying to suck them for 5 minutes and then trying to swallow them whole. Sorry.
I'm gonna have a heart attack. You're making me laugh, you lot.
What?
Sorry, I'm off.
It's like I've got no teeth.
Watching ages. Right. I've got Jamie in a mankini. You've got David who's on his third glass of gin and he's sucking crisps.
You know we really don't care anymore, don't you?
Who's editing this week? Just remind me of.
And for anyone that's still watching, bless you, this is what we do when we normally finish the pubcast. This is it. This is what we get, or this is what you get.
It's like the last day of school when you're allowed to bring games in on the last afternoon.
Sucking crisps. That's what we do. Sorry, I'm gone.
So,
Pickled
what
eggs.
is the plan then for Scotland? We are all camping, yeah?
Yeah.
Definitely,
That's the deal.
Yeah. We're all going to
We're
camp.
going up on a ridge, minimum 1,000 metres.
Excellent.
So, higher than Ben Nevis then, according to David, but that's it.
Ben Nevis is way past 1,000 metres.
Just testing.
We should get some beer when we go to Scotland. We don't normally drink down here and try a whole array.
Super tenants.
Tenants extra, yeah.
No, we should
That's
get
easy
some.
for me because I
Special
don't
brew.
drink beer.
We'll get some special brew.
I've drunk that. I suppose we all have.
Oh God.
But yeah, that's what we should do, a pubcast from Glencoe with all different beers.
You know, I think we should do a podcast from Glencoe anyway.
Yeah, we should do it.
We've
Well,
said,
if all
we've
five
said,
of us are going,
we-
then yeah.
if we said this is the finale, yeah, we should say this is a road trip. Yeah.
Oh, so this is like Blue Peter when they go, and this summer we'll be going to India where John Noakes will be going down a zip wire into an elephant's arse.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, this is what we're turning into children's TV. Let's do
Don't
it.
matter, does it? It's great fun.
What do you mean? What do you mean turning into?
Turning.
Oh, I tell you what, we should. If anyone's still watching, which they're probably not, they all switched off hours
Is
ago.
anyone still watching?
I think people will be laughing. To be honest, because
So
this is just
so it
like-
was. So this is the road trip. So obviously we've got the big famous F4 guys. What's the name for our
big
road
famous
trip?
F4 guys. What?
What?
I was just thinking of nicknames for people. So we've got
That was a
Blurry.
synchronised lock-up.
Yeah. So guys, we need.
Oh, you mean in the comments below?
In the,
Yeah,
in the comments
yeah.
below,
Yeah,
give us a name that we can we can call our road trip. So obviously we've got the F4 guys, but there's 5 of us. So what can we
Do we have to then paint it on the side of
yeah,
his Land
Paul's
Cruiser?
Land Cruiser.
It don't matter. It'll make it look better anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to this now.
Get your suggestions in below, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also while you're at it, if you've got any suggestions where we could go, or not where we should go, don't tell us where to go.
Or buy us a coffee. Oh, we missed a trick there, didn't we?
Or join us on Patreon.
Join us on Patreon, buy us a coffee.
Or even better, if they can put us up for the night rather than me having to sleep in a bloody tent.
So, that
Amazing.
there's an idea. If you know anyone who owns a hotel,
Yeah.
Yeah,
feel free.
yeah.
Or
Donald Trump.
Who needs monitor lights when we can get people to give us a hotel?
we would be happy. To do a pubcast review of a couple of camping pods. I'm just saying, we would be.
I'd say that's a good idea.
I think that'd be quite. I think that'd be good in the tent.
Yeah,
though.
but seriously, are we going to do that then? If we
What?
commit to it now,
What?
is that when we get up there, we'll do some form of pubcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be great.
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, we'll set everything up and record.
I'll say I ain't got to do call because Gary does all the editing.
Me neither.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll definitely do it. Yeah, do as many as you want. Do 5 if you want.
I'll turn up and talk.
I'll turn up and talk, then go to bed.
Yeah. Sorry, Gary, I should have asked you. I should have said, would you mind, Gary, if we go up to Glencoe? Would you mind editing it for us?
Oh, Dave will edit.
I don't mind at all because my edit will be completely
No,
unexpurgated.
don't let Dave edit. No.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a great idea. We'll definitely do a podcast on location from Glencoe. And if you can find us, you can join us, but you got to find
And then
us.
if it works, possibly we could do a couple more.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking as well. I know we're going to end like the season, but perhaps what we should
Eventually.
eventually. So
Yeah, what is
Have
it now?
you seen Dave's bucket of gin? Christ, we're going to be here for 3 nights.
only 2 hours in. Fucking
But
hell.
I think we should say perhaps like end season 2, but then before we come back for season 3, we should perhaps like just chuck in the odd pubcast here and there. You know what I mean? Like
I think that's a great idea, mate. I really do.
not on a regular basis, but if we're all free on a Friday night or something in a month's time or 5 weeks' time, we'll just chuck one out sporadically.
I mean, I think the great thing is obviously we're going to go up to Scotland, but, we're nearer south than we are north. So me and Dave could get in the car together and come down towards you guys and maybe do something on location in the summer. Just something quick and easy.
Yeah, we could all camp out in Milton Keynes.
Yeah, well, no, we're going to stay at your house, mate. Yeah, and it'd be great.
Yes.
Well, you can all
joking.
come here and we'll go to Wicken Fen.
Oh yeah, we can all go and stay in Darren's guest wing.
Can I sleep in that special chair?
You can have a go in my special chair. That's how much I love you.
and can I-
you can have a little go.
Can I?
You do realise, Paul, it's inflatable. It'll just go down on you.
Well, that's great. If his chair goes down on me and he lets me suck on his crisps, I'm happy. I thought that was fun.
you're all welcome. You know you are.
Thank you. That's very kind.
Yeah.
Because I love wood burners.
So I think with that, what now?
Thanks for watching. We really hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a fabulous season finale. And we would just like to thank you all for sticking with us through thick and thin. But we're going to be taking a break over the summer months, and we look forward to seeing you again in the autumn. Thank you and good night.
Perfect.
Shuffle.
Brilliant.
Perfect. Bye.
Absolutely perfect.
Let's
See you,
redo it.
folks.
Cheerio.
Bye.
Thanks, Dave.